Hi everybody, Russ from My Hammers 11. Hope you're all safe and well. If you're channel, please consider subscribing, hitting the bell icon. Nice little wave there from Katie. Make sure you hit the bell icon so you made it every time we put new content on. We've already seen who today's guest is. It's one of the American Hammers. She obviously presents the show with Becky. We'll talk about that in a bit. It's Katie. Hi Katie, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Now, despite Katie being, Philly Katie, we all know her, she's not in Philadelphia at the moment. She's in Jersey Shore.
I snuck away to the Jersey Shore for a little getaway.
It is. But despite that, she still takes her Philadelphia Hammers flag with her.
Oh, yeah.
And has propped it up in her beach house resort, or wherever she is today.
Exactly. Hey.
What's the weather like?
Everywhere. It's actually beautiful out today. It's about 70 degrees and sunny. So my puppy's enjoying the sunshine right now. He's sitting out on the patio, soaking in the sun.
Oh, how nice.
Don't worry, he's a West Ham fan too.
Oh, cool. It's been absolutely pissing it down here for all week. So, yeah.
Really?
It's going to carry on, it seems. It's awful. What we do, they name, how like they name storms and they name obviously hurricanes and stuff like that. I think it's called Storm Adam. I think it's Storm Adam we're in now. So
we have a Storm Adam on the American Hammers Network.
Oh, well, there we go. You see, it all fits into place. It's all coming together. It's all coming together. How are you, apart from obviously sunning yourself on Jersey Shore? How are you? How's Katie?
You know what? I'm doing a lot better after our win this weekend.
Yeah.
It was great.
Isn't it?
It was surprising. So, when we get into all the talk about how I even became a Hammers fan, these past couple months, been really regretting some of that, but it was a great win on Sunday. So I'm a happy girl.
Few months, guys. I've been a fan for 30 odd years. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a few months. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. I've been regretting it for about 30 years.
Saying, from having a transfer window open and not getting anyone, I really had high hopes. So I'm excited for Sufol.
Yeah, no, I thought he played well. I thought he looked solid. He looked proper solid at Sufol or Kufo. I don't know how you pronounce his name yet, but I think he's really good. And he sort of he's considering the poor lad. We only signed him on the Friday, and he turned out on the Sunday, sort of lunchtime in the UK. I thought he actually did really well. I was quite impressed with him. I thought he was really solid. We do quite well with Czech-based players. Obviously we've had Suchek himself. We've had Thomas Repka. We've had Ludo. We've had Kovac. Maybe not. Maybe they're also good, but they've done quite good. And Suchek seems to have pulled one out of the bag, which is good. But we're recording this on the Monday, and we still have 2 hours left of the transfer window. So who knows?
Who knows? Anything is possible. I never know what's going on upstairs.
Oh well, we'll see what happens in it. But as you said, the last two league games have, it was just like, 7 goals, no concedes. It's not too bad. Back-to-back clean sheets. Defense looks solid. The Leicester game, we didn't give them a shot on target. Do you know what I mean? So we'll see.
They like to keep us on our toes. That's for sure.
They always have. They always have, Katie. You know what I mean? It's like when the fixture list came out and everyone, oh my God, look at all these good teams. Those are the teams we always pick up points about. It's the Burnleys and the Sheffield Uniteds and the Leedses and Southamptons. They're the ones who get turned over by. Yeah, so we'll see. And obviously, I think we've got Tottenham soon. We'll obviously turn over Tottenham. We'll beat them. Man City. They lost, the other day as well to Leicester, and we beat Leicester. So therefore, it's a banker for us. So we'll see what happens. But
it's gonna be a long ride.
Yeah. Did you manage? Whereabouts did you see the game on Sunday? Because obviously that would have been that would have been at 7. It'd been an early start for you.
It was 7 a.m. I watched it here on my phone. I downloaded Peacock.
Oh, very good. Actually,
normally we watch the game at Stowe's with the group. So all the Hammers go into Philadelphia, and we get rowdy and drink hammer shots.
Yeah, good old hammer shot. And is Stowe's open now for the game? So it was like the last game, the last one you was at. Was that there as well?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's open. So they have outdoor seating, and then they have an indoor section that they save just for us. We're VIP.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. At least it means that, I think that's the biggest thing. I think, it's, it's great you can watch, particularly in the UK, because obviously in the States you could watch the football all the time, but in the UK, we couldn't really watch the football, and obviously it's all about going to the games and going out for a beer and stuff like that. Obviously, that stuff we can't do any of that really. I mean, so
No.
it's
Yeah.
it's a big shame. I think that's why. But things like this, obviously, all the stuff that you guys are doing, you and Becky's show, and all the American Hammer stuff, and all the YouTube stuff, keeps people together virtually, doesn't it? And sort of keeps everyone in touch in a weird way. But it will sort itself out eventually, won't it? It will sort itself out eventually, hopefully.
It really helped when everything was shut down here in America that we had the Hammers channel, because we were all getting on at night and chatting with one another.
Yeah.
Once things finally opened up, we did go to Stowe's and we wore our masks and everything. But yeah, having the network over the break, and it was great to see everyone. And we have Neil from Australia, and people from everywhere, someone up in Canada. So it's really neat to stay in touch with everyone.
Yeah, it is. And it makes me laugh because the Hammers Network, the American Hammers Network, most of the programs are run by bloody Brits anyway. So it's like Becky or even over there. We've infiltrated your network over there with Adam and people like that. So yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I'm one of the only Americans, but I need people like Bex to help me run the show. She's my wonderful co-host, and we'll actually have a show tomorrow night Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard and 1 a.m. your time. So a little late for you guys.
Good plug. Yeah, but it's all like Becky and Charlie and Tom. They don't sleep. I don't think, because they don't seem to sleep. Do you know what I mean? It's when Adam, because I used to go to school with Adam so when Adam was in the UK, I used to go to school with him. So in this weird West Ham serendipitous way. Yeah, it was near Bologna. And he's like, yeah, we need to get you on Hammer's shot and stuff. And I was like, yeah, great. And he's like, it's going to be like one of, fuck that. Sorry, Adam. A bit funny. I'll get my beauty sleep. We'll get me 8 hours. Otherwise, I'm a grouch. But I
don't know how you guys do it at 1 a.m. But
I don't.
I think the only reason Bex and I get viewers is because who wants to listen to guys talk about hammers? You want to listen to the Hammerettes.
Exactly. The Hammerettes, bring them back. Oh, the Hammerettes used to be our halftime entertainment. It would be great fun. It was this sort of period of West Ham. We tried to make it all American. So we had like cheerleaders on and stuff like that. But they weren't very good, bless them. They weren't not like proper, like, American, like, I don't know, like the proper American football cheerleaders where it's all proper choreographed. Nah, it was like, nah. Bless them.
It doesn't fit.
They had to go. Anyway, we digress as we always do on this channel. So Kate, I see the shirt. I see the lovely backdrop, which just shows you brought it down from Philly. So that's pretty awesome. Why are you a West Ham fan?
Yeah, so it's actually pretty crazy. When I played in college, I had a lot of friends that were Man U, Man City, Arsenal fans, and they were all just loudmouths. And I didn't like that, they were picking the front running teams. So I really wanted a team that had heart and reminded me of my city. And Philadelphia is a very blue collar city. They work hard, and the fans are rambunctious when it comes to the Eagles. Yeah. They are diehard, loyal, and they will tell you like it is. And so when I came across West Ham, I knew that was home for me. The fans are very much the same, very rowdy, passionate, loyal, extremely loyal to the fans. So I knew it was going to be a great fit for me. And then an opportunity arose where my brother and I were going to get to go to London. And so he said, if you go watch Steps with me, I will go with you to a West Ham game. So 5 years ago, I went to my first West Ham game at Olympic Stadium and had the time of my life. When we first got in there, we were so excited. We couldn't believe we were actually in a real football game. We ran straight to stands, and we were supposed to get food, but we were so excited. We bought 2 big cups of beer, each of us, and we went to go into the stadium, and we completely forgot you couldn't bring them in.
That's so, yeah. Yeah, good point.
So we were chugging them before we even got in. So we were ready to go, but we were just having a grand old time. It ended up, we were playing Leicester. It ended up, we tied 1-1. So it wasn't a very eventful game to watch, but just being there, hearing the chants in person and the rowdiness of everyone around us, it was just so exciting. So I cannot wait to come back, and I am planning for next fall if it's a possibility.
Cool, fantastic. And yeah, actually, you're right. Thinking about it, yeah, I can see the correlation between sort of the Eagles and the Hammers, because it's like, well, unlike the Hammers, obviously the Eagles have had recent success.
But prior to that, when I became a fan, we had not. We had the curse of William Penn, which meant no Philadelphia team was ever supposed to win a Super Bowl or a championship. And so we somehow lucked out a couple years ago with Nicky Foles and got to the Super Bowl and won. So it was real pure luck. And, Eagles fans were, pretty down and kind of the same old West Ham way. It's West Ham way. It was the same thing.
True. Yeah, it's really true, because I've been to Eagles games before at the stadium, and you're right. And it's like there is just like it's very similar in terms of. I didn't really think of it that way until you mentioned it, but you're right. There is sort of a definite sort of that blue collar correlation, that sort of Philly way in it, and it's like every like blue collar, and it's just very similar to West Ham fans. I can see why the association is.
We're rowdy. We'll get in your face, when it's about our team. But
and more importantly, how was Steps?
Oh, you know what? Actually, it was phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie. We ended up getting on the World Tour video for Dance With Me, I think it's called. So, Neon Blue. It's called Neon Blue. So my brother and I are on their World Tour video, which is crazy. And we had a great time. We were up in Wembley, and we're actually talking about going back to Wembley, I think, next year. So
they have announced apparently they've announced a new tour. So
they have. I'm not too up on that. So if you need some information, I'll direct you to my brother. But
sure, I'm fine actually, Kate. Thank you very much. I'm fine for enough information as long as it's not a tragedy. Then that's okay with me. Very good. But it's Well, that seems a fair swap though. Steps for Hammers and
He liked the Hammers a lot better, though.
Good. I'm glad. Yeah. I'm glad. It's a bit more action about it, but not as much choreographed dancing.
No.
Sort of yin and yang. But the music at the London Stadium would be a lot better. I guarantee.
Yes, I agree.
Because I played it. Right. Okay. So, and obviously, and so you got the bug. You got the bug going to London Stadium, and from then on, it's like silly o'clock in the morning. You're down Stows watching the game with how many of the Philly sort of the Philadelphia Hammers sort of would go there usually.
So when I came back, we actually didn't have a full supporters group. One had broken down. And so I, through Gina in somewhere in the Midwest, she got me connected to Mark and his buddies, and I brought my buddies. And so we're about 20 deep right now.
Wow.
So it's pretty incredible.
It's mental. I just think it's because obviously doing this channel, I've been very privileged enough to talk to lots of different people all over, not just America, but all over the world, and how it doesn't matter what barriers they face. There's always a group, whether it's 5 or 20 or 50, or when I was talking to Lena the other day with the Hollywood Hammers, and then I spoke to the Indian Hammers, and they're blessing all over the fucking country, and it's like a few hundred of them. But
I'm like, what other fools in America are torturing themselves in the city of Philadelphia? And I found 20 of them.
Well, it was like the guy from the Indian Hammers. He was incredible because he set up the group, and basically he thought, how am I going to find like Indian-based West Ham fans? Oh, I know. I'll just go onto the West Ham official YouTube group. There's probably about 300,000 people, and I'll sort of racially profile all the names. Anyone who looked sort of had an Indian sounding name, he'd double click on the name, if they didn't live in India, he'd ask if anyone of his family lived there, and they were so honestly
Oh wow.
incredible, absolutely mental. And you like, he emailed him, there's 20 of you. He was like, poor the Indian blokes. I just felt really sorry for him. But and the Scandinavian hammers, and it's just mental, absolutely mental. I love it, love it, love it, love it. And it just shows you how big the club is. I think I'm quite insular in the fact that I live probably about 25 minutes away from the ground, and so
wow.
Yeah, I don't live. Yeah, I only live in Essex. It's like literally 20 minutes, 25 minutes of there. So I don't feel like like you guys. I think you're even more passionate because you're not near the club. Do you know what I mean? It's like we almost like spoon-fed all this stuff all the time, and we sort of take it for granted. Well, you guys, you've started your own fucking network, the fucking YouTube channel, just to get some content out there so you can watch it a decent hour.
Yeah.
No, much respect for everyone involved there, because I remember when he was in, where was I? Must have been Atlanta. We was in Atlanta, and we went into it was during the Euros years ago, and so we had to go in at silly o'clock to watch an England game, and I was like, this is ridiculous, but you guys do it every game, know, and even the West Coast guys even more so, fucking hell, like John Black at Las Vegas hammers, and it's like God, 4 o'clock in the morning for like a 12 o'clock kickoff.
I can't do that.
Especially when we lose as well. That's fucked up the rest of your day. Do you know what I mean? At least
that's the hardest part for us when it's a bad loss. It really does kind of linger on.
At least with Sunday, at least you had the rest of the day. You got up at 7, watched us win, and then you could kind of steak and eggs, and then that's it. You're done for the day. You set out for the day.
It depends. Typically, when we're on Saturday, and then if we lose, and then Sunday I have the Eagles, and then we lose, and it's just not good. Why go to work on Monday? Like,
oh bless you. Yeah, exactly. What's the point? Just like oh dear. But then that's the thing. You'll lose, and it's the same if the Eagles lost and the Hammers lose. Next you're sort of depressed for a few hours. Monday morning, you'll be up. Who we got on Saturday, and it'll all be started again, and everything's forgotten, and no one. It's not about the result, is it? Really, it's all about, as you said, all you guys getting together, stows or whatever, and that's what it's all about. Or even like what you said, watching it on your phone, on your own with your dog, with your puppy. That's what it's all about. It makes me laugh out, particularly now with obviously social media and with the fact that fans can go together, and even in the UK with like pubs and stuff like that with some restrictions. People having Zoom parties, and I love jumping on all the watch-alongs. I love them, like obviously the stuff that Charlie and Tom do on Irons United. That's what I have to. I just, because when I'm at the ground, it's so quiet that I have to have something, and so I always jump on because and just to piss them off, because obviously they're on a massive time delay, and I'm there live, so I can tell them who's scored, and they're like, oh, really
man, you should make them mad. I love that.
I do, yeah. Anything to piss Tom and Charlie off, I'm all right. That's okay.
Me too.
God bless them. Especially because we had them both. Because obviously Adam did the game shows, and we've been doing game shows here for charity, like charity game shows. And we've had Charlie on, we've had Tom on, and they've both done absolute crap because. I think ever since Tom lost the final to John, he's like crumbled, and he's just absolutely confidence is gone. He's a confidence player. He's like a Felipe Anderson, God rest his soul.
Oh
but you know what I mean? He's like a Felipe. He's a confidence player. Tom was in terms of his quizzing. But anyway, again, we digress. So right, let's go and talk about your Hammers 11. Otherwise, we'll be here all day, and the weather's probably still nice. I don't need to miss any of the.
Oh, that's all right.
We've still got. So the whole idea is you pick. Your 11. So your 11 can be based on whatever criteria you want to put on. It doesn't have to be the best. It doesn't have to be the worst. It could be the most handsome. We've had the most handsome 11 as well.
Wow.
Yeah, so we have. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. That might have changed.
Who did that one? Marie Parks. So Phil Parks, West Ham goalkeeping legend. His daughter did the 11 that she fancied the most, which is quite funny. But the only idea is it's your 11. The only rule is you have to be alive to have seen them play, not necessarily have seen them play live, because obviously that would very much diminish the amount of players you could pick.
Yeah.
But being alive to see play. So probably,
Okay.
probably the last sort of 5 or so years since you've been a West Ham fan is probably quite good. But it's up to you who you want to pick. It's totally, you can pick whatever formation you like. It doesn't matter. It's all
Well,
about
I
the
picked
players.
him back to when I was born, so hopefully that's okay.
Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can.
Okay,
I like
good.
that. Right. Okie doke. So
Because in the
let's.
past 5 years, there's not too many.
No, we haven't been blessed.
Yeah, I haven't been blessed yet.
Occasionally one comes along, but yeah, not entirely blessed. Right. Okay, let's start off in goal then, Katie. Who's going to be in goal for the Katie Philly 11?
Yeah, so I actually would put Fabianski. I really like, I really like him a lot.
Yeah.
I think that it really showed how much we needed him last season when we had Roberto, because Roberto was just a hot mess.
Yeah.
Fabianski, he's getting up there. He still's got a lot in him. I relate to him with the hip injuries. I think that he's doing a fabulous job. And so I just think that overall he's been very steady for us, and that's what I really truly like about him. He knows when to come out. He knows when to play the ball long and keep it short, when to keep it short. So I think that he's a good fit for us, for my 11.
No, I agree. I agree totally. He was in my team. I think he's the best. I think he's probably the best. Yeah, he's probably technically the best goalkeeper I've seen at West Ham. And you're right. I mean, but I was thinking, oh well, we could have, if we didn't sold Adrian, but then if you saw how he played on Sunday, they could fucking keep him. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was. It's surprising how much you need a decent goalkeeper. Do you know what I mean? Even with the Premier League and with all the fantastically, amazing defenders and midfielders, as soon as one player, like it's like a pyramid. House of cards fall down when the base isn't sorted, and when Fabianski was out, we were shit. Who knows? It'd be funny if he hadn't been injured, he might still be having Pellegrini as our manager. You never know, because it literally caused this sort of chain reaction. It snowballed quite quickly, didn't it? Bless it.
Oh,
anyway,
terrible. I mean, I would even, I know this might be unpopular, but even the other person I was considering was Joe Hart, but we only got him on loan. I really liked him as a goalkeeper, and I know that that's not a popular opinion.
Well, I don't think he ever got he weren't bad, Joe Hart. I just think his reputation preceded him. Do you know what I mean? Like, he was always a dodgy keeper. Yeah, he probably, but Fabianski's had done errors. It's like, every goalkeeper is one of these positions where you make a mistake and you are up shit creek. It's like, if you don't make a defender can misplace a pass and it doesn't cause a goal, but if Fabianski's misses a control of the ball, or like Adrian against against Villa the other day, he just one mistake and it all buggered up. But but he's a safe pair of hands, Fabianski. I think we might have another season out of him. I reckon he's like 36.
I hope so.
So yeah, all our goalkeepers are a bit older at the moment. That's the one thing.
Yeah, he's 35,
35, 36.
Yeah.
So yeah,
he's
but goalkeepers go a lot longer, don't they? So I think he'd be right for at least another season, I reckon. But yeah, Fabianski is 35. So yeah, another season off, I reckon. All right, okay, right. We'll put Fab in. Left back.
We're doing 4-4-2, right?
Yeah, we'll go 4-4-2. Yeah.
All right,
left
good.
Back then. Who's going to be
all
left
right,
back?
good. So left back, honestly, I want to put Agbana there.
Okay. We get where is it? There he is. Angelo Agbana.
He's been solid for us. And the reason I'm putting him out on the left side is because we have weakness there now. But not only that, I think the other players that I put as stopper sweeper are just a good fit. And so I think that he would play good with those that I've placed there. So Agbana is the heart and soul of our defense right now. And Issa Diop doesn't cover. And I am very excited for Soufal.
Yeah, I think he's going to be.
If you go back and you look at tape, you will see that he does not cover on weak side. Issa Diop.
Yeah.
He has let many a goal go through.
I think he's going to struggle getting back into the team when he's back from his self-isolation. Do you know what I mean? Because the team, since he's not played, have not conceded a goal. So, he's a defender. So it's like, I think he's going to struggle getting back into the team. I really do. And who knows? Again, we don't know who we're going to sign in the next hour or so, or in the next 2 weeks after that, because in the Championship. So he may well struggle with Sudi up to get back in the side, I reckon. But it was fair play to the others. Right, okay, we'll put Ogbonna at left back. Let's go right back. Let's go to the other side. Who are we going to have at right back?
That's easy. I just said his name. Sufal.
He's already in. He's
in, baby. And you want to know why?
Go on then.
It's been 2 days and he is ready to go. Like you said, he stepped right up. He knows when to pressure the ball. He knows when he collects the ball, when to dribble and when to pass. He takes the space. I love that. And he not only is defending on his side, he's getting right over to the right side and defending and covering on the complete opposite side of the field. He's a team player, and I love it. I love everything about him.
Yeah, no, I think he's going to be good. I think he's going to be solid. He just seemed to slot in quite well. I've been funny. He's a 27, 28-year-old Champions League player. He's got experience, and he did. Obviously, they didn't think twice of not putting him in, because obviously they could have put Johnson in, really, if they wanted to, or they worried.
Yeah,
they went straight in, and that just shows, and again, Fredericks is out for a month. I don't think he's getting back in the team, to be honest. I think Sufal seems, and you're right. What impressed me was he seemed to anticipate stuff quite well, and particularly against Leicester, there's a lot of pace. Obviously, Vardy and Barnes and people like that, and he seemed to anticipate. He wasn't going to beat him for pace, but he didn't seem to they didn't get past him, because he knew the ball was coming. He'd drop back enough. Very similar to some players that we've had before, like a guy called Steve Potts. Same thing. Wasn't the quickest person in the team, but would read the game very well. And I just think he reads the game very well. But obviously he's only played 90 minutes, so we'll see what happens. If we're an absolute stinker against Tottenham now. Now he beats him, but so is the West Ham way. Right. Okay, we'll put Kufal in. Right, let's go centre backs then. Who's gonna be your first centre back then?
Billy Bonds.
Billy Bonds.
6'2", those eyes are blue.
What a man.
I know. So, I mean, I don't think there's anything that needs to be said. He is just phenomenal all around. Of course, if we could have him, it would be amazing. But, we can't.
Could you imagine? Boy still would do a job. Looks as fit as a fiddle the other day when he came on the pitch, a few months ago in the Newcastle game for a lockdown.
I say we sign him.
Well, I think it's 42. He last played. He played his last Premier League game for us. So funny, last league game for us. You can still do a job, definitely. It'd still scare me. He's very, very intense. Got very intense eyes, but a lovely chap. Right, okay, put Bonzo in. Who's going to partner Bonzo in the middle? Then Katie.
All right, Ferdinand. Rio Ferdinand.
Yeah.
I just think that he was also kind of good at reading the game.
Yeah. Like
Sufal. I like that about him. And, that's what the communication, we do not have communication in the back. With that and having that as a back line, I think that those four could communicate well together. They could read, and they can also cover for one another. That is not what we're doing now. So everyone was talking about during the transfer window, what should we get? Who should we get? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
My biggest point was we need defenders. Forget everything else. Everything else will come. Because if you have proper defenders that know when to challenge and when to get back and cover for one another, we can get the ball moving forward. And once we have that ball moving forward, they can distribute to Antonio, and, he can ram it right in the goal like he has been. Exactly what's happening now. So
it's a simple game, isn't it? It's a simple game.
Yeah, I mean,
it's true though. It's true. It's a simple game.
True.
As I think football is often overcomplicated, and can be so simple. And it's like at the moment, the way the team's set up at the moment, there's clear strategy. Soak up the pressure, counter attack football, home or away doesn't matter. Antonio is just going to bully everyone up front, and Creswell's going to cross it in, or Kufau cross it in, and late dashes for Souček to run in, and it's a really obvious game plan, but it works. And if it works, don't break it. It doesn't need fixing. So yeah, but I agree.
The other thing is too, when you have a strong back line, you're not playing that whole back and forth game. We continuously play, 50% down on our end and 50% down on the other end, and it's constant back and forth. So we're getting tired, and that's why Antonio gets so tired by the end of the game, because it's constantly kick down to him and get it to where he can put the ball in. But what we really truly need to do is have our defenders collect it, take the space if they have it, distribute the ball, and then that's where the midfield will come in. They will move and create the space so Antonio can push up, and then if he's all the way up at the top, they can drop the ball back, and we can have our midfielders shoot from the 18, which their goalkeepers aren't expecting it.
No, good point. Good point. And yeah, I mean, it seems, I totally agree what you're saying. Totally agree. No, I just totally agree. You make perfect sense, Katie. When you're turning up at Brush Green, because I think he's to knock some heads together.
I'm ready to go. Whoever
First flight.
It up.
First flight out. Right. Okay. So let's go into midfield then. Let's see if we can cement this. We've got the strong back line. Let's see what we've got in midfield. Let's go left midfield then, Katie.
Left. Scott Parker. Yeah.
Scotty P.
Great distributor. I want him to get the ball from the defenders and, know exactly where to put it for my strikers.
Yeah, no, he's a good man. And he's a guy that I think I get really wound up when people talk about Scott Parker and they don't talk him in this, because, he obviously, if, in terms of a modern fan, I wasn't around to see Billy Bonds play, really. And Scott Parker would literally carry the team on his shoulders, bless him. So much so, I don't often see him crawl off, literally hobble in the changing room, like at the changing rooms to get to his car. He'd run so much. And again, it winds me up when people are like, because he went to Tottenham. Oh, well, big fucking deal. But no, that's the only thing that really winds me up. Right, okay, we'll put Scott Parker in, Katie. Who is let's go right midfield. Let's go the other side. Who are we on the other side?
Right. Ooh. So this is kind of interesting, and I just kind of threw him in here because I want him on my team, but I don't know that this is the best place for him. But I picked Rice. I think Rice is so consistent, and that's the reason why I'm choosing him. I think he's a good distributor. I don't know that he'd be best on the wing, but the other two I really wanted them in the middle. So,
but I mean, he could probably do a job. You know what I mean? It's like good players can play multiple positions. I hate players who can only play in one position. A good player can play several positions and do a job. Bryce will still put the effort in, doesn't matter what position he plays. But you're right. Yeah. So consistent, so much so that when he has an off game, everyone thinks he's going to leave. So when he played he didn't play shit. He probably had a 6 out of 10 against Newcastle. Everyone's gone, right, his head's turned, he wants to go to Chelsea. No, poor lad's played 2 international matches back to back. He's knackered, and he had a bit of an off game. But because he's so consistent, you assume if he has a bad game that he's going to go to Chelsea or whatever, So it's just it's ridiculous, right? Okay, we'll put Declan Rice in. Okay, go on then. Who's in the centre? Who's your first centre?
I'm going to swap. I'm actually swapping Rice for. Okay, I'm going to put Rice at center right.
Yeah,
and then at right, I'm going to do Mark Noble. That's who it was. That's who I had. Now, I want Mark Noble from a couple years back. I don't want Mark Noble from now. Sorry, Bex. Mark Noble's struggling right now. But overall, he also is a great distributor and works hard. And he's the heart and soul of our team. So I think that's why we have to have Mark Noble out there.
Definitely. You got to have your team, don't you? To be honest, not even funny. Not even funny. Mr. West, he's our Billy Bonds, isn't he? Really, he is. yeah, he's getting on a bit. But I just think I likened him to Doctor Who the other day. He just sort of regenerates himself into a new player. Oh, I'll be a number 10 now. Okay. And it'll be, and he'll have he'll whatever, but again, a bit like Rice, whatever position he'll play. It's like obviously when they put Rice into centre back, he still has a go and he still puts it in. And no matter where you'd put Martin Noble, he'd still put a shift in. Even if he comes up for 5 minutes like he did against Leicester, there's 5 minutes, he'll be putting his heart and soul in those 5 minutes just to make sure West Ham get the W, as we would say over there, Katie. Right, okay, we'll put Mr. Noble in, and then we've got one more midfield spot then.
Okay. So Dimitri Payet.
Ah, good old Payet. Big fan of his.
Yes.
What a great player. Technically best player I've ever seen at West Ham. He was, I just thought he was incredible. He was an incredible player. And we could do something like that him at the moment. Do you know what I mean? Just to make it a bit more exciting.
Yeah.
Obviously, the way he left wasn't great, but
no,
doesn't matter.
Definitely not.
Just happens.
But
right.
we can't count that for my.
No, you can't. No. he's the creativity in your midfield, so you can't have a go at him because he's the one who's got to put all the strings. So
exactly.
But yeah, we'll put Dimmy Payet in. Okay, so we've got Parker, Rice, Noble, and Payet in the midfield. Let's go up. Who's gonna be your strikers then? Okay, so who's gonna get your goals? Carlos Tevez. Okay, Tevez.
Yeah.
Carlitos.
Yeah, I mean, he saved us from relegation.
Yep, so he did. Very energetic. Although we only saw him for properly for about 6 months.
Yeah.
But what a 6 months, you know what I mean? So it's like he was so much better than anyone in our current team. But yeah, no, and he loved the club and the fans, and he brought back the crossed hammers thing. I don't remember doing that ever until he came back playing for Man United rather. So not many players come back to Upton Park or London Stadium and have such a reception as he did. Absolute mental he was, but a cracking bloke. Right, okay, so we've got Tevez. We've got one more spot. Katie,
only one
more spot. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna put in Andy Carroll.
Andy Carroll.
Yes.
I think that's probably the first time he's been picked. Right.
Really? I love it.
Andy Carroll. Why do you love Andy Carroll so much?
I just love the way he plays, his passion, aggression. I don't know. I just think he's and he's adorable. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Truth's out now. But
Exactly. He didn't do much against us a couple weeks ago, but that's all right.
No, he didn't. But he played 90 minutes. He played the whole game. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking typical. We had him for 3 years or however many years we had him for, and didn't play that many. First time he's played against us, he plays 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Someone mentioned it might have been because the pubs were all closed during lockdown, and it could possibly be. But no, yeah. I mean, Andy Carroll when he was on his game was unplayable. He really was. A bit like Antonio is in a different way in that Andy Carroll would always command two defenders because they're scared in terms of the aerial ball, whereas same as Antonio, but he's just more just muscle and just powers through people. But no, yeah, I mean, no one can forget that goal he scored against Crystal Palace.
Oh my gosh, right?
So there was a player there, you knew it. He was a good player, but again, it happens so often to our players. It's just injuries and stuff like that, and they never come back. I mean, we just found out that Wiltshire's having his contract terminated today, and it's just it never really works out. There's got to be an 11. Someone's got to do a 6-note 11 or an injured 11, where it's all the players who didn't quite do it because of injury, like Andy Carroll's and Wiltshire's and people like that. Really quite good 11, but no, that's it, Katie. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. I told
you.
I
think I have the best 11 out there.
I told you it's painless. It's painless. But no, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, especially because you're missing the lovely Jersey Shore weather at the moment. So although at least your puppies had a bit of time, had 40 minutes without you to itself to just chill out in the sunshine. So that's okay. But thank you, Katie.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. And obviously, thank you to everyone for watching as well, or if you're watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify and podcasty platforms, things, whatever you do, give us a like, give us a share, and obviously head over to the American Hammers Network and give them some love as well. And obviously on Thursdays, if you're in the UK, have a nap during the day and you can get up and watch it at 1 o'clock in the morning. Or just watch it on YouTube next day. You don't have to watch it live.
Right. You can watch me back the next day.
Yeah, you can go and watch them pour over Mark Noble. Let's be honest, that's pretty much what you do. But hey, joking. And until next time, for me and Katie, take care, everyone. Stay safe. That's really important. Come on, you. Oh, she's already doing it. Come on, you irons, and we'll see you again very soon. Take care.